What's up out there? Welcome back to some more Melvor Idle Adventure mode, and we are on episode 12. So I have done basically no combat. I tried a couple of dungeons, but for the most part, I'm still at combat level 106, so that's my cap level. The only skill that's even remotely close to that is Township, and that one I could have at level 120 if I had the cap available to me, but I don't. So as I keep unlocking more skills, I keep doing more with the non-combat stuff because I'm sitting there thinking, oh, it'd be cool to have this and it'd be cool to have that. I've gotten into a problem with until I get everything kind of where I want it, I keep going back to the non-combat stuff instead of focusing on the combat side of things. So that's kind of where we're at. But in the last video, I was trying to get astrology to 99 so I could get my extra gear slot, which I now have. That is done. I kind of cycled between a bit of agility and astrology. Like I focused on astrology for like the night, I think it was. And then I came back the next day and I thought, you know what? I need to level this up a little bit to pick some obstacles. And I can't remember what I picked. I think I had these for skilling, and I think I changed these more for combat because I did attempt a couple dungeons. So I think I had these more set for skilling. And now that I'm looking at this, I need to change this to something else because that's taking away skilling XP. So I'm pretty sure that's what I did. But then I did sit down at astrology and just let that run. I think what I did is I went through with astrology, and I've got that handy dandy whatever this mod is. It shows you whether you've applied anything to these stars or not. Like it'll show an outline of a star if you haven't applied anything. So this has been coming in really handy. I go in and at least make sure that I've put one tick or whatever this thing's called into each of these. That way I'm getting some benefit. It may not be the best benefit, but I'm getting something. So I filled some of those in, and I got some of these fairly high on, mastery, which I need to come back and get all this mastery done so I can take all these points. Because the more you have this filled in, the better it is. And in fact, it'd probably be really good to just go ahead and get all of this completed, get all the masteries done, and then I'd benefit from all the XP bonuses and everything going forward. Because right now I'm kind of missing some of them, but I'm not quite at that point yet. So I got astrology to level 99, and I bought the 4th gear set. So that's done. So that's going to be my magic set. So then I've been going into Township and spending my ticks. Even though I'm not leveling the town up, I've been spending my ticks. And it's the same town. I haven't changed anything, but I've been spending my ticks and taking the money. So I have now unlocked rune crafting, which you see I'm all the way down to ancient runes. So I've got all the runes unlocked. I mean, I could get some better gear out of it, but at this point, the only thing that I need from rune crafting is the ability to craft all these different runes. Ancient runes are the hardest ones to get. So having this all unlocked to here and being able to, well, I mean, I need to get these staves and wands finished off too. I believe the fire wand is probably the best one you can get out of this. And then it's all the level 100 expansion stuff. So for the most part, where I'm at right now with rune crafting is a very good spot. It's kind of like where I'm at with, I think with crafting. Yeah, I can get all the best gear out of crafting. Rings and amulets. It looks like rings and amulets. I'm still getting all the good stuff. A couple here at 90, but for the most part, smithing, I'm done there. Mining, I'm done there. Like there's not much more. I can take these to level 99, but where I'm at with these now, I can get everything that I need out of them and I'm good. So pushing forward on some of these skills isn't really going to be a priority. Like mining is totally not a priority. I don't care about any of this at the moment right now. So it's just kind of going to sit. Smithing's done for a while. I don't need to come back to this. It is at 99. If I need 99 for impending darkness, it's there, but I would need to push into something higher, and there's not really a need to. So I'm kind of getting these skills settled out to where they need to be at the moment, like the best they need to be to give me the gear that I need for the current time. And that's kind of what I'm going to. I also unlocked farming. So that's now done. So I've got this done, and I'm already at level 61 with this. So cruising right along here. Basically what I've been doing is planting the highest thing that I can plant. Like instead of setting these, which I do have some of them set, what I've been doing is I'll hit the harvest all, apply the compost so that I get a chance, 100% chance to grow, and then click this plant all button instead of the plant all selected. So the plant all lets you select from a list, but it does all of them at once. So instead of trying to keep these set at the most current and the newest one that I can do, what I've been doing is just using that button and then just picking the best that I could equip. That seems to work out fairly well. I'll get this all settled out and organized into something of what I can actually use later. But for now, I'm trying to get the highest tier thing that I can farm because it's probably going to generate the most XP. So that's what I'm kind of working on there. And cruising right along with that, I did bounce around through a lot of things. I did craft up some of these urns. I think, no, I did the small urns. Did I do the medium ones yet? No, I'm not able to use the medium ones yet. So I did craft up some of the small urns. I had some of this ash, had like 20,000 ash or something. So I did that. I got a bunch of prayer points. So I got a little bit of prayer out of it. But then, of course, I can do the medium urns. But the problem is I can't actually do these until like level 80 or something. It's a pretty high requirement down here. If memory, I thought it was pretty high. Holy Invocation 2 is level 80. So we got a long way to go with magic. And I kind of dipped in and around magic. I was wanting to do some of this non-combat stuff. But so if I go to Rags to Riches on my phone, on my mobile device, and I click on this, it does that. Oh, now I see what's going on. So I have everything locked. Although it should show that food. So that's the problem. I see what's going on now. So you have to choose an item, converted junk item from fishing. Okay. I don't have any of the items. That's my bad. My mistake on that. So I should probably drop down to item alchemy 2 and then it'll work. Okay. So on mobile, it just kind of goes away. And I didn't catch that it was going to that blank screen like that. Now that I see it here on PC, it makes sense. So it's trying to select an item that I don't have. But anyway, I worked a little bit on alt magic just to get that raised up a little bit. It didn't go very far. I worked, as mentioned, on agility. I've mined up a bunch of rune essence, did a bunch of rune crafting. One thing I did do is I went into fishing, and a big brain move here. I fished up a bunch of raw magic fish because these things don't cook. You can just eat them. Now, they're not the best healing thing, but I did catch enough of these so that if I go down to Township, and if we skip over to the trader's arrival here, I have them here so that I can actually select these and dump some out of my town. So I thought that would be a good idea. I was using these lobsters, but I went ahead and, you got to get 10,000 of these or something. So I went ahead and got 10,000 of those. That way I can just dump those out. I mean, until I get a better fish on the way, this is what I'm going to do, is use those. They're fairly decent for healing. They're not great, but I could probably sell them for some money or something. But I figured that's an easy way of getting a nice stack of food that I don't have to worry about. They heal all right. They heal a little better than the lobsters. And I mean, for Township, as much as I go through Township, they're free, basically. I don't have to fish them up or anything. I just had to get enough quantity of them. I did clear the Air God dungeon at least one time. I'm curious how many times I did it. I think it was just the one time. Yeah. So I've cleared it 3 total times now. I think I cleared it, I must have cleared it twice. So I cleared it once the first time and then cleared it 2 more times. I did get a little bit of gear out of it. Let's see. I got some boots now. So I've got the helmet, the plate legs, and the boots. And then I had an extra set of boots. So I threw those over on my magic side. Yeah. So that's kind of it. Boots and the gauntlet or the gloves and all that, they're kind of common to come from those. The plate leg or the plate body and the plate legs are the hardest ones to get. So I went through and got a couple of clears on that just to get a little bit more gear. And then I took my melee character with all this ranged gear, the full set of ranged gear, not the full set, but all the ranged gear that I have. I took him and put him back into the volcano and let him get a couple clears there. I was trying to see if I could get some of the ancient gear out of there and then get that stuff and upgrade it. But I didn't get any luck on those drops. So The combat is not going as quickly as I'd like. I definitely need to get my dragon sword upgraded. And then, of course, I did my ranged guide video a few days ago or whatever. And in the course of researching that, I found out that if you come over here to the Elite Amulet of Magic, this thing has 2% damage reduction on it. So one thing that you can do is go into the volcano with your magical character, because the end boss is weak to magic, or is melee, which is weak to magic. So I thought my next grand plan was to build this side up and gear up for that. I did all those clears of the Hall of Wizards, so I've got all this ancient gear, which I went ahead and opened all that up and then sold off everything I didn't need. So I've got these waiting to go once I hit level 70 magic, this ancient stuff. So I was trying to work on alt magic or go into combat, and then I ran out of runes. Then I had to go make more runes. And it's kind of been a long sordid story of different things. And then I got kind of sidetracked for a few days of just rune crafting and doing things in the background because I've been busy with other stuff. So, and story of my life, and just instead of focusing on this and doing other things with combat, I just kind of, there's so much non-combat stuff that needs done. I just kind of let that go. So I'm priming up for putting in magic to do some work. Like I could turn the magic loose on the magic side. I could turn that loose on the Dragon's Den, probably the deep sea ship. I think that's a melee end. This is definitely a melee end. I'm pretty sure the volcano is. So I could probably gear up my magic side, and I'm ready to clear the Water God dungeon. I did go into the Water God dungeon for just a brief moment, got some shards, but it was a really slow bit of combat. Like I need more gear from the Air God dungeon, and I just wanted to gear up a little bit more before I pushed forward. And then I started thinking about, well, why am I trying to rush so hard into these dungeons? Yeah, it's cool to defeat them early and, say, look how early I beat all this. But then again, I could just completely overpower everything and get to level 120 and just decimate everything all the way through. So I'm kind of not necessarily want to raise everything to 120, but I could focus on getting these up at 100 or higher and then just mow through all the content, into the mist and impending darkness, see how trivial those are. And I'm kind of inclined to want to get these to level 120 and just overpower everything. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. It's kind of cool experiencing all this from the start again, especially now that we've got the expansion and all the other stuff we've got. I would also point out that in addition to going and getting this Elite Amulet of Magic, I went ahead, I got the Crown of Ralix, the one of the jewel pieces dropped, and then the circlet piece dropped. So I've got that. That was a good find. And I now have Signet Ring half A, and I can't remember if this is combat or non-combat, but I have one half of the signet ring, so that's cool. I need to go get the other half. And then I bought a few bank slots. I was running low again, so I bought some more. I keep getting all this crap out of there, like these shards and everything. I went ahead and stole up an Amulet of Incantation, so I've got that when I go back into alt magic. This cuts the interval down and all that. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I was working on cooking. Let's cook this, set this to go for a little bit. I want to level this up higher. Don't really have a particular goal. I used whales a lot, like in my standard game and all that. But now that we can get like magma fish and this higher stuff, mystic sharks and things like that, I might push this to get into the expansion and see if I can use some of that food. That's a lot better healing. And I don't know, that it's kind of a loose plan right now. I don't really have a next step. Saying that, the next thing that I want to do is unlock fletching. So I've been ticking up all my township as much as possible and getting my money up for this so that when I hit 500 million, I could buy the next skill and that's it. Then I'll be done with all the skills and that's that. As far as, we'll need to save up a couple 100 million for this and, more money for these cooking upgrades and stuff like that. I still got some other upgrades to do. And I may have even bought some of these other upgrades along the way too, but definitely need several hundred more million for all these Sign of the Stars, Summoner's Altar, Art of Control, Master of Nature, blah blah blah, all these. That's fine, we'll get there. So That is where we are currently. I really don't have a hard, fast plan for going forward right now. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing everything because there's so much unlocked right now. I can just do whatever I want. And I might get back into combat at some point just to work on things and see about getting my combat level pushed up. But I'm at the point now where I really need to be pushing harder content and I need to have, as I say in every video, I need to have the food underneath me that I don't have, and I'm working on that. So, anyway, that will do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.